Welcome back to another video. As you can see by the title, we are trying to find out, can a team full of second round picks win the championship, right? Um, we're doing this with a fantasy draft, and obviously, we could just assemble a team of the best second round picks all on the same team and see if they can win. But I feel like one, I think it's definitely possible, and also doesn't really add like a challenge to it. So I kind of want to build the team of second round picks based off we're gonna go with the Nuggets because you know the Nuggets essentially are the king of second round picks considering they drafted Jokic, who is the best second round pick of all time. So fantasy draft, we're gonna get whatever roster we're given to us. Hopefully we can get at least a decent second round pick on our team to keep already. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to try to build a team full of second round picks and see if we could win a championship. Now, what I want to do is for this is obviously depending on how good we are. If we are really good the first year and we don't win, I do want to see if maybe we go a second year, we can go on and win the second year. Um, And we actually have the best case scenario as we get Jalen Brunson, who's the second round pick. So we have Jalen Brunson. Other than that, um, I don't know if we have any other second round picks that. I mean, D'Anthony Melton. We have Jalen Noel, Frank Jackson, and the rest doesn't really matter. So, um, so yeah, that's obviously having Jalen Brunson is already a really really good start. Now I'm going to obviously be turning off untouchables in this because if we're gonna go out and try to trade for someone like a Jokic, it's obviously gonna be really hard with untouchables on. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be back. Now that I have turned off untouchables, first thing we're gonna go out and do is obviously we're gonna go out and try to get Nikola Jokic. You can't really be making a video about second round picks without getting someone like a Jokic, right? So Um, we're going to obviously do as much as we can to get him, and we're going to see obviously what the value is. We're probably going to have to give up a lot to get him, obviously. Um, Currently throwing in every first round pick that we have and seeing if that alone can do it. And I didn't really expect it to happen like that, but um, you know, getting Jokic obviously I think will be really hard, and we might have to maybe work a few trades before we go out and get someone like a Jokic because it is it's definitely going to be pretty hard to get someone like I said like a Jokic who's um the best second round pick that you can really get. Um Now there's not much else on this team that we can really get where it's like super great value that is a second round pick. So I don't know. We're gonna leave that for now. Obviously, I would like to come back to trying to get Jokic, but if we can't do it, we can't do it, right? So is what it is. Chris Middleton's also another really good second round pick. So I want to see if we could, uh, for Jalen Noel added to the trade. I will definitely do that trade. So now we already have two guys that for sure will be staying, Jalen Brunson and Chris Middleton. There's not much better we can really get than Chris Middleton in terms of second round picks. So obviously we're gonna keep him. I want to go out and maybe get like somebody like a Anthony Davis that we could then reroute in a trade. Obviously, it's gonna take quite a bit to try to get him here, as for obvious reasons, it is Anthony Davis. But if we can get someone like him, it definitely ups our chances of getting someone like a Jokic. So we're obviously gonna do whatever we can to get Jokic. I think Jokic alone could help us finish this challenge without doing much else to the roster. So I think I'm gonna do some look through some Trade Finder because Trade Finder might help us figure something out here. As my Xbox is taking really long to load, so I mean I don't know. I might attach it with some first to see if we can get like a star player because obviously to try to get a big name talent like Jokic, we're gonna need to add quite a good few players to get the value worth of somebody like him, and we're not really finding too much of that. So kind of is what it is. Maybe we might not be able to get Jokic. I think that's the last thing we worry about. So I'm gonna obviously try to trade for some other players aside from Jokic that we can get. And one of them being someone like Draymond Green, who I want to go out and try to get. I'm just going through the top of the names in my heads of, some of the top, you know, what's it called? Second round picks. Yeah. So we're going to be obviously trying to give up the least value we can right now to get him so that, we still retain some of our assets, which I'm honestly surprised they don't want to do this trade, considering I'm giving them, Sadiq Bey and some other stuff that you would think they like. So we might have to give up a first here to get him. They're still not even interested in it. So they just really like Draymond Green for some reason. I'm not really too sure why. This team is paying this team a lot of money. So especially even with that being added to it, I don't know why they would not want to get rid of Draymond. So that is what it is. Now, if we're thinking about our roster, we're going to have obviously Jalen Brunson. D'Anthony Melton so far, I don't mind actually keeping. Chris Middleton. And the rest of the team, we still don't know what we're going to have, as we don't really have, I don't think, any other second round picks Frank Jackson, but who knows how much he'll stay here. So maybe Jalen Hood-Schifino and, a few firsts could help get us something that could be pretty good for us. As I do want to go see where Jeremy Grant is. He is another one of the second round picks that I'm pretty sure also drafted by the Nuggets or the Thunder. One of the two. I know it might have been the Thunder. But either way, another really good second round pick that I would like to go out and get, as maybe a trade package like this can get it done, and they don't want to do that, which I'm honestly surprised about. They think they're championship contenders, and that's just not the case. Alright, so they finally accept it. So we get Jeremy Grant. So now we have a team that kind of looks like this. I do want to move Jeremy Grant maybe to the power forward, or probably Jeremy Grant, or we're going to go with Chris Middleton. So starting lineup kind of looks like this. I would like to add, obviously probably a pretty good player like Jokic, and with this Jaren Jackson and Sadiq Bey, maybe we can go out and get a star player that we could eventually then move up to get someone like a Jokic. So obviously we're gonna have to move have to do a few little moves. We want to get that to happen. And money is gonna be, I think, a big problem with it right now. With trying to do for Curry, so maybe we go out and try to do it with a different team. Honestly, this is also good for me because I think that I could honestly remember some of the second round picks from doing this challenge, because I don't know, I kind of forget, if it's more than like 3 years since they got drafted, I kind of forget usually when people were drafted, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. The big trade, I think I'll obviously cut for, and we'll figure that one out like off, uh, like when I stop recording, and I'll come back once we make a trade, um, like that. But I do want to, before we do that, go out and try to get someone like a Herb Jones, who I think would be a really good addition. As hopefully 2 seconds added to it could help get this done, because it's not. So, um, you know, this might be a little bit hard to go out and get him. So yeah, I don't know. There's not much else that I'm like super like looking into right now. So I'm just gonna cut back to when we figure out another type of trade that we're gonna make. So yeah, I'll be back. We're back after I made a few moves, and I did a whole bunch of little signing free agents and flipping them for second round picks and all that. Right now we have a team of, we got Tyrese Halliburton, but obviously won't be staying. Jalen Brunson, Pat Bev, I do actually have interest in kind of keeping because he is a second round pick. We got Herb Jones, second round pick. Anthony Melton. Who else? I don't know if we traded for Jeremy Grant on the video, but we got Jeremy Grant, Chris Middleton, and then Zubac, who is also a second round pick. We got in a trade. Obviously, none of these guys are like for sure gonna stay, but like a lot of them are pretty good players that we could definitely keep if we end up staying with the same team. Now, now I kind of want to try to go out and try to trade for Jokic again. This time we have a little more assets for sure. For contract reasons, we might have to give up Jeremy Grant, but obviously if we're getting Jokic, I definitely don't mind. So, it looks like still we are not going to be able to get Jokic, so you might have to pull a few more moves unless we want to try to sweeten it by instead giving Chris Middleton, which even then, it is not looking like they want to, go for this move. So, maybe if we add in Zubac, still they do not like this trade. If we remove one of the first and give them someone like a Jeremy Grant also added into it, and we'll get out of it, I mean, I don't think we have the money to take on any of these contracts. So that's, I think, the biggest problem is the money. So yeah, it looks like Jokic we're still gonna have to work towards. So I'm gonna obviously probably try to make a few more trades to try to get us Jokic, right? And that being said, we got to make a few more moves. Halliburton, obviously, with him being paid such a little amount, it's not helping because it's hard to trade for a lot of star players when our star or our somewhat star player is getting paid $5 million. So we're gonna have to obviously figure that whole situation out, and I'll be back obviously when that happens. We ended up trading Tyrese Halliburton and Jeremy Grant, so one of our second round picks is gone, or one of our second round pick players is gone. But in the end, we are getting out of it. We got Curry, so obviously it was worth it. And it's still apparently not enough to get Jokic, so it's a struggle trying to get Jokic right now. As yeah, I mean, no matter what you give them, it's like they really don't care because they have Jokic. And honestly, I don't really blame them, to be honest. But at the end of the day, trying to get him is definitely a struggle right now. Obviously, we want to do whatever we can to get Jokic, so we're going to keep trying. And I'm going to actually have to, I think the best way to do this is probably get someone that is relatively, a young player for some of our first round picks because young players are usually getting paid a lot less, and we don't have the money to really, move a big contract. Um, so yeah, that's the plan. After a whole bunch of trades, we obviously got Alperen Sengun now with it. So hopefully this is able to make it good enough, as it's still not. So this Jokic trade is something that we are actually not able to find a way to do. And I don't know if we go out and then try to get another young player that gets paid pretty cheap. Because I think if we do, then we for sure can pull off this Jokic trade after we get like one more player that gets paid, around the amount that Alperen Sengun gets paid, and similar, star value. So we're gonna go out and do that. And finally, hopefully, we could actually get Jokic on the team. Because I tried looking at Trade Finder, and I don't know, it's like specifically Jokic. Because, I mean, if you go in Trade Finder and you put these guys in, I mean, look at some of the things we can get. We can get Wemby. We can get, Devin Booker, Jaren Jackson. We can get Shea, AD, and Julius Randle. So there's a lot of things you can get. So it's honestly really surprising that this is really hard to pull off. So we're going to keep doing what I'm doing and getting some more draft picks and, try to get another young player like Alperen Sengun. And finally, hopefully, we can get Jokic. And then after that, then we just got to, build the team around him. Which, we got Chris Middleton, Herb Jones, and Jalen Brunson, who are for sure, I think, going to stay. And then, yeah, we'll figure it out, the rest of the team. So we're gonna give this Jokic trade a one more try, and obviously if this doesn't work, then I just don't think there's anything that we could do to get him. Like I really don't. So yeah, let's see if we could add in 3 firsts and 3, what's it called? Really good players, and we still can't get Jokic. So it looks like we're gonna have to, not get Jokic in this, which obviously sucks, but it is what it is. But now we have a lot of assets to kind of put in different places to get some other second round picks. We're gonna get every other good second round pick because we have so many assets now. And if we're not gonna get Jokic, then like I said, we definitely will be able to get everybody else that we want to get. So first one that I was thinking is getting Draymond. We can go get Draymond with somebody in this trade that, maybe provides some kind of decent trade value. You mix in maybe a trade like this where we also get a whole bunch of picks from them. And then that should probably be able to work out this deal because otherwise, I mean, you're getting Stephen Curry, yo. You're telling me that Draymond Green, Zach LaVine in the first, and you're going to get Curry and Justin Champagne, and you're not going to accept this? Very interesting. Well, in that case, we're going to, instead not get Draymond Green either, it doesn't look like, unless, maybe later on after I trade Curry for some other players. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'll be back once I, figure that all out. We finally assembled the full team. You have, Jalen Brunson, Chris Middleton, Draymond Green. You got Zubac, Claxton, Jeremy Grant, Herb Jones, Vince Williams Jr., D'Anthony Melton, Isaiah Joe, Patrick Beverly, Keita Diop, Shake Milton, and Pat Connaughton. So that's the team, right? Do I think? Am I confident that we're gonna win the championship? I don't think so. We have a lot of depth, but if you look at our overall roster, we don't have a lot of star power. Um, so what I'm gonna do, right, is we are going to run obviously this rotation for now. Obviously, if it comes down to it in the playoffs, we will shorten the rotation. But we're going to be simming this full season, and if we don't end up winning a ring or don't come close, we're going to be playing another season, and I'm going to, force a trade, to get Jokic. I'm going to, accept a trade to get Jokic on this team, because if we can't win with this team, and if we maybe are able to win with Jokic, it changes a little bit of the whole point of this video. Um, Obviously, without Jokic, kind of sucks, but um, he is the best second round pick of all time. So to be doing a video about can a team of second round picks win without Jokic on the team is you know a little interesting. But we're gonna see if we have enough to win. Obviously, we couldn't get Jokic, so it sucks. But we have a decent team. Hopefully, we could go out and win ourselves a ring. So I'm gonna sim the season, and when it gets to playoffs, show you our record, all that type of stuff, and then hopefully we win. If not, Jokic will be on the team next year. Season is over. MVP was Luka. Rookie of the Year, Wemby. Sixth Man of the Year, Russell Westbrook. Wemby, DPOY. Alperen Sengun won. Most Improved. Clutch Player of the Year was Joel Embiid. Coach of the Year, Darvin Ham. Executive of the Year was, none other than the Nuggets. And we had a record of 57-25, so we were actually really good. Did we have any All NBA players? I didn't check anyone's stats throughout the season, so we did not. All defensive players we also did not have. So, we are the third seed. So, can we win as a third seed? Who knows? Obviously, like I said, we will be what's it called? We will be signing Jokic in the offseason if we don't end up winning. But hey, maybe we can get it done without him. So, game one we lose, or game two we win, then we lose, then we lose, then we win, then we win. So, game seven situation, we are going to shorten the rotation, and we are going to be playing some heavy minutes for some of our guys. And I don't know if that's even the right move. You know what? Actually, we're going to run a 10-man rotation. We're going to prove to them that we are a team filled with second-round picks, and we have a lot of depth because you could have a whole bunch of good players late in the draft. So, we will be giving out some more minutes to a lot of our players, and hopefully this is able to get us out of Game 7. So, let's see what happens in Game 7. As right now we have a big lead. I didn't even check the roster of the Spurs, but we battle back from a 3-1. They have Curry, Tyler Hero, Jalen Williams. Yeah, this team's good. So, but we find our way out of the first round. Now, on to the second round. Hey, the one thing about us is we came back from 3-1 there. A lot of these second round players, they are a lot harder of workers. They had to work to the position where they're at. Obviously, they didn't have a high pick to have a whole bunch of teams that they have a whole bunch of stock in. So that being said, a lot of them they will not be giving up. So that's gonna obviously help us a lot. Not in a situation like this where we're getting killed. So we go lose game one. Who's even on the Clippers? So they have Dame, Austin Reeves, Paul George, Bol, Jonas Valanciunas, Brook Lopez. So their team is honestly not that good. I think we're better than this team. We go out, win game one, or game two, I mean. Win game three. We win game four. and we end it in 5. So now we're playing the 8 seed. So the 8 seed found a way all the way up to the conference finals. James Harden, Joel Embiid, Malik Monk. So I don't know. To me, just based off their top duo, it kind of gives me the vibes of 76ers, and I don't think they're gonna win. So we go up 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. We go up and we win 4-0. So pretty easy for us so far, aside from the first round. Now we're playing a team of Shea, Josh Giddey, Mikal Bridges. The rest of the team, honestly, I mean, I don't think they're that good. Like, I think, honestly, we are a better team. This team is, we have a lot of defensive players. So, hopefully we can get some stops. We can win the series. We don't even need Jokic. So, we go up 1-0, 2-0, go up 2-1. They come back to tie 2-2. Then we go up 3-2. And then we win in 6. So, you know, Jalen Brunson goes out and he averages 30 in the finals. To prove that, you know, it doesn't matter where you're drafted. And, you know, you could find success no matter where. Depending on, obviously, the fit of the team, the situation, all that type of stuff goes into it. And they go out and prove that, you know, it does not matter what pick you are. Because we didn't even have Jokic. We didn't even have the best second round pick of all time. And we were still able to get it done. Jalen Brunson, Chris Middleton. You know, honestly, really good team. It was a lot harder than I kind of thought to build this team. As if we kind of go to the, I wonder if we can go to it. Currently, you know, if you look at transaction report and go to, you know, let's go to a whole bunch of the trades. Where the trades at? So if you go to trades, you kind of just look at the Denver Nuggets. I mean, it took a lot of trades. We did a lot of trades to get to where we're at. Yeah, so honestly took a lot more effort than I thought to put together this video without obviously making it super easy and just putting all the picks on the same team. Try to, you know, give myself a challenge and kind of build a team for the second round picks. So that's really it though. I look to do obviously more like challenges, whether it's not just 2K, but you know, MLB, Madden, just different rebuild challenges. And this was just the first one I kind of thought of. I don't know if it's been done before, but yeah. So to answer the question of the title, can a team of second round picks win a championship? The answer clearly is yes. We did it on our first try, first year, as the 3rd seed. And yeah, so that's really it though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.